guys, so welcome back to another video. This is the start of sort of a build update series for a build that I mentioned in my previous What's Going On. I think it was part 9, it was in just earlier this week, and I mentioned I was going to be doing this kit, the Revell Monogram B17G. So I said there's a bit of a story behind this one, and I was contacted by a young chap called Sam, who is a volunteer over at Plains of Fame, which is in, I think it's in Chino, California. He contacted me asking whether I could do a B17 for him, and I initially turned him down due to more of the logistics side of sending a kit back over to America completed. And I suggested there may be some more local modelers around that may be willing to take on the work. Not so long after, he contacted me again and was pretty adamant that he actually wanted me to do the build for him. So I accepted, so he sent the kit over to me. So it was the kit with a photo etch pack by Big Ed Photo Etch pack, and there was also some resin stuff by Resin to Detail, so a cockpit section and whatnot. Now, I said there's a bit of a story behind this build. Like I said, he volunteers at Plains of Fame, which is like an air museum, air base. It does flying displays, has quite a vast museum with a lot of stuff in there. And yeah, he said there's an old boy that works there, who volunteers there as well, called Wilbur, that he's really good friends with. That's Wilbur sat in front of the display B17 there. And Wilbur was part of a B17 crew in World War II, based at RAF Rougham down near Bury St Edmunds. That's in the UK for anyone who didn't know. So Wilbur was a ball turret gunner. Not the nicest of places to be. He sat in a perspex ball suspended beneath the bottom of an aircraft, and pretty much a target for anyone kind of flying past. So he completed 30 missions with his aircraft. I think there was 2 done on the D-Day as well. Wilbur was actually wounded in the leg. Quite badly. He was taken off to the sort of infirmary, and the next day, or the next mission they went on, which he wasn't part of due to being injured, the plane was never seen again. So, you know, he was kind of lucky that he wasn't on the plane, but also, you know, the crews, I think it was half the first crew and half the second crew were on board at that time, and yeah, none of them returned. So Wilbur volunteers at this at Plains of Fame with Sam, and Sam was speaking to him about it one day, and he said that, you know, there's one thing he could do, he wish he could see his plane again. So Sam bought the kit that I've got sort of lying around me, started to work on now. I started having a go at the kit himself, and then eventually contacted me to get the plane made for him. I've now got all the kit, now started it. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go through what I've done so far. I'm just going to set the camera up over there on that side, and we'll have a look at what we've got. And basically it's just been working on the resin parts so far, getting them tidied up, getting them in place. And there's quite a lot to work with. Like I said, there's a full Big Ed set, and there's a hell of a lot of photo etch in here. I've also had to be choosing a lot between which resin parts, which photo etch parts I'm going to use, which one suits best, which one fits best as well, because with the resin set and the photo etch set, there's a lot of crossovers, there's a lot of duplicates of the parts. So trying to find the bits that work best and sit in the actual aircraft fuselage the best as well. According to Sam, he spoke to Wilbur, got a lot of information about the aircraft, and this is still a bit of a secret for him as well, so he doesn't quite know he's going to be getting this as a present. The aircraft was a natural metal finish across the whole fuselage, with its markings on the side. It had the black rubber boots on the leading edge, as well as the olive drab anti-glare panels. Inside it is fully aluminium. Wilbur recalls that it didn't have the had like a dark bronzy dull green on the inside of the cockpit, which is like the acoustic padding. It didn't have any of that. It was just bare metal all the way through it. Looking at the serial number of the aircraft, it was in the last production batch, which didn't have the staggered waist guns. So that's something I was quite lucky with the kit. I didn't have to try and stagger them out. One thing I'm going to have to do is open up all the doors as well, which are just moulded into the plastic as resin replacements that I've got, and they're getting filed out and sort of reprofiled to have the doors open when it's complete. So let's go have a look at the the kit, and I'll show you where I'm at so far. So in the big Ed set, you get a whole host of photo etch packs that you can buy individually, but this has just all of it in one place. It includes the landing flaps, some exterior parts which have sort of like framework, some of the landing gear sort of parts, the framework for the canopy as well. It's got the engine one, which has got the sort of cowling flaps, and the sort of fuel lines, injection lines, I think they are for the engines. Seat belts, which is a full pack of seat belts for the whole aircraft. The cockpit interior, which has all sorts of colour photo etch as well, so pre-painted stuff like the dashes, as well as the control boxes, replacement parts for that. That's the same for the nose interior. Lots of it's got like 2 sprues of coloured photo etch, as well as belt reams as well for the front nose guns. Same with the mid section and the rear section. So the mid section's got a lot of the photo etch that's used for the radio operator. So the wireless operator's control station. There's a lot of controls in that area, and the rear is the same there. And then it's also got the EDOD masks as well, which are absolutely fantastic. So here I'm at the moment. Just been working on the inside of the fuselage so far. Basically just made this lot up, which is the 2 lots of 2 different resin to detail sets. That is the nose and the cockpit. Like I said, it does have these panels for the sides of the cockpit, which have the like acoustic dampening material that would have been on there. But since that wasn't on this aircraft, I'm leaving these off and replacing parts such as the oxygen canister holders with photo etch ones, but still using the resin oxygen canisters that would have been inside there. So looking at the inside of here, you can see I've got the nose, the front section, the main framework built up. There's still a lot more parts to go on there, and that just slots inside here using one of the locating pins that was cut down. Just slots inside there. And that's how that is at the moment. Started working on the engines, just getting the original flaps, cooling flaps, cut off, and just getting ready to replace them with the photo etch ones. And I've just been working on the seats as well, which I have put somewhere else. So I've just been cutting these up, getting them glued together, and then removing the seat belts and just thinning out this the seat belt as well, the seat pad as well, ready for the photo etch ones that I've got to go on. I'm getting these cut to the right shape and angle so they sit on there correctly. Other things I've done is also, I don't know if you can see, but the resin detail that would have been cast into the dashboard here, I've cut that off, or sanded it off as well, so I can use the photo etch one on there. Also on the existing parts, so after the fuselage, I've got these. So far I've just chopped off this large box that was here and filled it with a bit of plastic card at the bottom to support it, then just put some filler on there, just smooth it off. Remove the detail off here, and then just a bit off this bit as well, ready for the boxes that made a photo etch to go on there. And the same goes for there, just filled them, cut them off, filled the holes which go through. Just ready for some more photo etch to go on there. Hoping to start bending some more photo etch tonight, just getting on with that. So that's where the B17 called KISMET is right now. Sam, thanks for actually contacting me and kind of convinced me to do this in the end. It is going to be a pretty cool build. I really should have taken it on straight away. I was just more worried about the logistics of getting it back to you, but I've got some ideas for packaging it up. It shouldn't be a problem either. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, everyone, and I'm going to be doing updates like this, showing you sort of back over on the desk where I'm at, what I've got folded up in terms of the photo etch, and what I've got going on with it, the build, just step by step as I go through. Won't be filming this one as intensely as I do my normal ones, because there's going to be a lot of fitting and bending photo etch. There's about there's about 16 sprues of photo etch to go through and get them all fitted, but I'll be showing every single part actually in the fuselage and built up sort of thing as I go through this. So anyway, like I said, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, there's a button down here that says subscribe. Give that a click if you haven't already, and you'll just get some more content from me as I upload it and, you know, sort of to go through my builds. There's a thumbs up button down below if you like the video. Give it a good one, and if you've got any questions about it, leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and stay safe.